Salut, c'est Ben et Camille de la chaîne bookin'game. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour la partie 5 de notre let's play sur
Tangle Tower.
Alors du coup on avait vu que la détective avait été... Hop là. Elle avait été engagée par lui pour résoudre quelque chose, donc je voulais l'interroger pour savoir pourquoi est-ce qu'il l'avait engagée. Les deux tourtereaux ici, sachant que normalement le tourtereau est censé être avec la tourterelle. Donc voilà.
On avait débloqué aussi cette salle-là, le petit jardin.
Oui, c'est vrai. On n'a pas vu toutes les salles encore. Monsieur qui dandine des fesses, on va l'interroger sur pourquoi est-ce qu'il avait engagé elle.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing. She's kind of mean. You know, I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then...
Ouais, il nous dit rien, alors peut-être qu'on peut lui proposer quelque chose.
Non, je vois pas trop ce qu'on pourrait lui donner.
Les plumes, on les avait trouvés où déjà?
Sur la grenouille là, dans le...
Exact. Alors écoute, ce qu'on peut faire, c'est...
Visiter une autre salle?
Oui.
Celle qui reste?
On n'a qu'à faire ça. Attends, je regarde juste ce qu'il nous reste à visiter. Est-ce que j'ai un truc envie de voir avec les plumes? Ouais, bah il nous reste la partie
on fait les
gauche.
deux dernières, je pense que ça peut être bien.
Normalement, on devrait avoir toutes les clés pour résoudre le mystère. Ah, il y a un bonhomme qu'on n'avait pas vu. C'est quoi? C'était un piou poisson lune, c'est quoi?
Fish?
Yes. It's also a lamp, for some reason.
Allez.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
Ok, bon.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer / treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Fiona et Flora, juste. Flora, donc c'est sa femme. Oui, effectivement, il y a un problème de caractère. Et Fiona, on n'a pas vu Fiona. Qui est Fiona?
Non, je sais
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Oh, yes. Been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
On lui Il parle de quelqu'un d'autre ou pas?
Non, je vois pas.
Ok, on va retourner l'interroger du coup sur hier. Qu'est-ce qu'il faut?
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here.
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help. But I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
Prendre sa déposition.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Ouais.
Peut-être lui proposer qu'est-ce qu'il pourrait avoir. Il pourrait peut-être me dire qui c'est.
Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue.
Ah tiens, lui, il connaît les
The statue was up in the rooftop garden.
Yes, it's been there a while. You can see the brass is slightly tarnished by the elements, but it's not too bad. Might be salvageable.
Qu'est-ce qu'on pourrait lui demander? Des petits mots, etc.
Goodness me!
Ok, ça.
I've never seen that before. Looks valuable.
Tu vois une idée de toi?
Statue avec un.
Celle-ci?
Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall.
Ah, ça c'était à Freya, non?
Does Florin normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
Ouais, je vois pas de fruits en pot.
Non, je vois pas trop.
Ok, alors attends. Hop. Ah.
Que se passe-t-il?
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
Il y a une pièce secrète. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous veut?
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon, and I heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it, until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very
Mais il nous dit qu'il y avait une première paire de pas
She was
calmes qui était
heading up
descendue.
Tangle Tower to find Professor Pointer. So I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other.
On va devoir les interroger plus avec les indices.
Possible. De toute façon, il manque une salle. Donc,
Il manque une salle?
Ouais.
Ah, ici.
Ouais.
Ah, et on n'a pas vidé sa chambre à lui.
C'est vrai.
Il a manqué des indices, alors le coffre.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging up.
Alors.
What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Alors, carte au trésor. Alors, il faut trouver le bon dragon, j'imagine.
Ouais.
Attends, dragon, l'île croix. Ok.
C'est là au centre. H-I-J, non?
Attends, H-I-J, quoi? Ici?
Ouais, c'est pas là.
Ah, attends, non, attends.
Regarde, t'as le palmier au fond, la petite pierre et le dragon et l'île. Et si tu vas sur H-I-J, t'as le palmier au fond, le dragon, la petite pierre et l'île.
Oui, non, t'as l'oiseau aussi. Regarde. T'as les oiseaux avec le palmier. Donc moi, je pense que ce serait plutôt... Alors, attends. Elle serait pas celle-ci, regarde. Avec les palmiers... Ah non, il n'y a pas le dragon. Et celle-ci... Non, ça correspond pas. Petit oiseau. Et c'est celle-ci, regarde. Le dragon, les oiseaux, le palmier, l'île.
C'est vrai.
Donc c'est
H.
6.
7 du coup pour le dragon. Non, je sais pas.
Attends.
Non, c'est pas possible.
H6. H6.
Tu mets quoi pour...
6. Et là, il y a... Ah! Oh. Ouais. Attends, il regarde vers l'ouest. Ouais, ça va être ça. Ça va être la direction à laquelle ça regarde.
I did it.
Bah,
What do I
dis donc,
win?
bravo.
Not bad.
Hé hé. Je suis forte.
What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Ok, donc ça c'est Freya, ça c'est le monsieur, ça c'est la meuf oiseau et ça... Je sais pas.
C'est la
Ah
blonde
si,
avec
c'est
ses
celle qui
écouteurs.
s'est fait tuer. Non, c'est celle qui s'est fait tuer.
Ah, ok.
Statue rouge séchée dessus. Ok, alors attends. On va regarder s'il y a d'autres petits machins.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Et là, c'est... Ok.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh. That's a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
I hope so.
Alors, avec ce qu'on a là, normalement on est censé résoudre tout. Ah non, il
Non,
reste
il
une
reste
salle. Il reste une salle, tu as raison. C'est la chambre de Freya. Ah, bah c'est celle qui s'est fait tuer.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Ah, bah voilà.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something. Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either. And there's no natural light in here.
I
at
like
all.
it.
Qu'est-ce qu'on manque dans la
Freya's
chambre?
plants. They must not need sunlight?
La bouche d'aération.
Ici, peut-être.
D'accord,
Do you
c'est-
think this
c'est
was
près du-
always supposed to be a
I
bedroom?
don't know.
près
No
d'une
windows either.
Ouais, mais j'ai pas l'impression que ça change grand-chose.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
Non, je pense pas.
Do you think this
I
was...
don't know.
No windows either.
Sur le coussin, peut-être quelque chose.
It's Freya's bed.
Et il y a
A
une
little
petite
bit
boîte
messy.
à côté
It's a
de
perfectly
votre
healthy amount of messy.
Ah, exact, j'ai pas vu.
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer.
Alors, oh,
They're
mais
not
non.
real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Alors, ça c'est un angle, ça c'en est un aussi. je
Comme
sais
la dernière fois.
pas. Ouais. Je pense qu'il y en a forcément un qui doit être donné, mais qu'on a dû mettre mal les morceaux de papier. Là, pour l'instant, a priori, on est bon là-dessus, on est d'accord.
Ah,
Celle-ci, regarde, il va là-haut. Il va là-haut. Et lui, il était peut-être pas à sa place. Peut-être qu'en fait, il va là. Je pense qu'on a forcément au moins un qui doit être donné d'une manière ou d'une autre.
si, c'est ça, c'est ça.
C'est ça. Et ici, du coup, c'est celui-là. Voilà.
Bon. Très bien.
Du coup, en fait, en position 3, on va avoir un manche rose avec... Donc, c'est celui-ci.
Ouais.
On va avoir l'autre vert en position 2, donc c'est bon. Un manche orange, donc voilà, on sait pas. Donc, ces deux-là, a priori, c'est bon. Du bleu ici. Ça peut être ça.
That was incorrect.
Each brush has the information we need is on the
Alors, du coup, attends, ces deux-là, c'est bon, on est d'accord.
Ouais. On fait
Attends,
alternativement.
ah non, regarde, ça peut être le bleu. Manche rose avec truc en plumeau, là. Ça peut être ça.
Attends.
Still locked.
Non.
So, there's a couple of brushes with each.
Faut que la peinture bleue soit en 3e position.
Mais... Oui, regarde, la peinture bleue est en 3e position.
Non, là, par rapport à droite, en fait, c'est là. Merde.
4e position ici, la bleue, Benjamin. Donc c'est ça qui colle pas. Il faut un bleu en 4e position, forcément.
Parce que je pense qu'en fait, ça, c'est la forme qui doit être trouvée ici.
Ah, attends,
Ça,
attends, regarde, on a oublié un indice. C'est par ordre croissant de taille. Enfin non, regarde, là forcément c'est un grand et là forcément c'est un petit. Donc en fait, il faut mettre ici un petit qui a un manche orange. Là-bas, c'est forcément un grand pinceau. Donc ça va être qu'un des deux là. Il y a un moment donné, on va trouver un truc qui va nous débloquer.
Le dernier, c'est le rose. Le dernier, c'est le tout picot rose.
Ça?
Oui, fais le 6 en 5.
Fais le 6.
Le 6, c'est celui-là.
Ouais.
Et ça, c'est le 5.
T'es sûr de toi?
Attends... Ouais, c'est bon. Pour moi, c'est ça.
Still locked.
Ah,
So, there's a couple of brushes with each.
c'est logique.
Alors attends. Un trou rose, ok. Tac, un trou, tac. Vert. Bleu. Petit.
Ah mais non, parce qu'en fait, on s'est trompé. En fait, ici, on doit avoir celui-ci. Le 5 en 1.
Non,
Ah bah non, ce qu'il faut du
faut
orange.
le manche orange.
Euh,
En fait, c'est forcément celui-ci qui est ici. Parce que regarde, c'est le seul qui est orange et petit.
Ouais.
Donc c'est forcément celui-là qui est là. Partons du principe. En avant-dernière position, ça ne peut être que celui-ci. En fait, il faut qu'on en ait un bon et tout le reste le sera. Donc ouais, c'est forcément celui-ci. Le bleu, du coup,
C'est bon,
celui-là, c'est forcément celui-là.
celui-là, c'est bon, et ça, c'est bon.
Le plumeau vert, il est bon. Ça, c'est forcément celui-ci.
vraiment,
Ouais,
c'est
c'est
bon.
bon.
I did it.
Voilà.
What do I win?
Not bad. What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a
Ouais,
photograph.
la
la
photo.
suite. Ah là, c'est les filles quand elles ont des copines.
C'est ça qui s'est fait assassiner à côté. Donc
ça.
c'est, il faut savoir qui c'est la...
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Allons-y maintenant. Allez, on va lui montrer les photos.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Montre-lui la photo.
Ouais.
Ouais.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
La photo.
Alors, attends, c'est laquelle avec
Photo
Poppy?
déchirée.
C'était celle-ci, ouais. Celle-ci.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Comment ça?
Attends. Voilà.
Ah,
Attends, comment?
si, il faut que tu mettes sur le cœur.
Sur le cœur, il y a un cœur quelque part.
Ouais, là, et que tu mettes la même chose sur le lecteur cassette ici. Là, très bien.
Ouais. C'est Fifi, ouais. Attends, non, c'est chambre de Poppy.
The pink cassette tape found in the garden matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo. Almost. Maybe just change.
Y a pas d'étoile, y a pas de cœur. Ouais, c'est ça.
The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
Et ça va du coup avec...
Bah, l'autre moitié.
Ouais, c'est ça. Tac.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up? And then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Poppy hates Fifi and Freya now.
You sure about that?
Not entirely. I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Poppy ne veut plus ressembler à ça désormais.
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Ouais. On va continuer nos investigations dans une prochaine vidéo où je pense qu'on résoudra enfin ce meurtre.
Moi, je pense qu'on est bientôt sur la fin.
En tout cas, n'hésitez pas à
liker, à partager, à vous abonner si ce n'est pas déjà fait. On vous dit une prochaine. Salut, salut!